president of the board of USA Racquetball. And I want to say a huge thank you to Mike Coulter and WOR for inviting us out and allowing us to enjoy this amazing experience. This is my personal first experience coming to an outdoor racquetball championship, and we have had the best time. You guys know how to throw a tournament. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I am proud to be introducing some of our speakers in regard to the World Outdoor Racquetball Hall of Fame. And I am really proud that World Outdoor Racquetball is a part of USA Racquetball. What a fun time. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Cody Elkins. He will be introducing our first candidate, which is Cliff Swain.
Hi, my name is Cody Elkins. If you don't know me, I'm a top 30 player on the Pro Racquetball Tour, and I've known Cliff since I was 8 years old, and I've worked with him whenever I got the chance seriously for the last 5 years. Some may know Cliff as the guy who's finished 6 times as the #1 player in the world in indoor racquetball. Others may know him for the 2 pro outdoor titles in both singles and doubles, along with his many pro finals and semi-finals appearances. Others here may know him as an opponent. Now, personally, I can tell you that me and him have played twice in practice. One time, I owed his whole family ice cream because I told him I would beat him, and I didn't score a single point. The other time, me and Cole Sendry, who's a fellow pro racquetball player, played him in doubles, and he was not playing with someone at our level, maybe like an elite player, and I can tell you, he aced me and Cole like 8 times combined before we were diving to get a serve back, yes, in doubles, and scraped by 15-14. And me and Cole scored 11 points on Jake and Sam Bredenbach the same day, who were both top 15 pros, just to give you an idea of how good he was playing at 57 years old. So a few others may know him as a coach, me being one of them. Now, Cliff definitely never taught me how to hit people in the head with a racquetball, but he did teach me how to control the speed when I do hit them. Only when deserving, of course. Where do we get started with Cliff as a coach? Now, I think he's the most underrated coach in the world, partially because of how much time he actually gets to spend with the guys he coaches. Also, Cliff is the type of guy to say to a top 10 pro in the world in indoors that their mechanics are flawed and he can help them. So when egos get involved, that's also why I don't believe he's as sought after as a coach as he could be. So when I was a C player and I started working with Cliff, within a year, I was beating mid-open players. 1 more year of coaching, probably like 6 hours in total, because if you know Cliff, he's the busiest guy on the planet. And I made Team USA at 17 years old in the 21 under division. I was scoring double digits on many top 15 pros, and I probably had the worst forehand at the time you've ever seen on the Pro Racquetball Tour. But Cliff, he taught me how to play correctly, and that's why I was so good. Now, the funniest part about Cliff is you would never know what he's done as a coach, because he doesn't like to self-promote or show his face in front of a camera. When he was back in Minnesota, and he would beat Jake occasionally in practice, and Jake asked him how he did it, he told him he could help him. It was years down the line that Jake finally took Cliff up on his offer. And as you all have seen now, Jake Bredenbach, after a few months of working with Cliff, had made about 10 semifinals in a little over a year period working with Cliff. He had made 3 prior in his entire career. He went all the way up to #1 in the world in indoors, which is pretty crazy. I can tell you that this was not with one mechanical change, just pure strategy alone. That also includes 6 finals appearances in a 2-year period when Della Rosa and Moscoso were both playing at the time. On top of that, after likely less than 10 hours on the court with Cole Sendry, he was taking Alex Landa, a former top 2 player in the world, 11-7 tiebreaker. In terms of pure short-term upside after working with Cliff, I've never seen anything like it, and I believe he's the best coach in the world at quickly transforming players. So when people say Cliff doesn't know what he's talking about or he doesn't know mechanics, I laugh because Cliff has a family and I've never been able to train with him for more than 2 days on end. Owasa, who's one of the best serves I've ever seen, and he's beating guys like Maria and Maria Vargas, who's the #1 women's player in the world, are the only 2 people who've ever spent extended period of time working with Cliff in a row. And I would likely not have even made open level without Cliff, and he's the reason I could take months off, I'm not kidding you, months off, with all the injuries I've had, and still compete at a high level, even pro sometimes, playing twice a week. I think Cliff deserves not only as a player, but as a competitor and a coach. The 2 other best players in the world of all time, Sudsy and Kane, will both say they learned from Cliff how to swing the racquetball. He has been an incredible mentor, and he's taught me not only to compete, but how to be a better person. That is not by accident, and I couldn't be more than proud to present him with this award to being in the Outdoor Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Cliff.
guys. Thanks for having me. I'm going to be super short with this because I'm not Mike Peters. I don't like to stand here and talk. You can't hear me, Mike? See, he knows how to work a mic very well, I'm sure. It is a kind of odd thing to accept this award. It's, you know, I've heard all these speeches and people, you're supposed to come and talk about yourself, and I find that very, very difficult to do. I want to say that it's very, very much an honor to be inducted into the Outdoor Hall of Fame. I think the outdoor racquetball sport is the most important part of the game. I think if outdoor racquetball would become all that it could be, indoor racquetball would be much more successful, not the other way around. So what I would like to do here is thank a few different people and groups if I could. I took a few notes. First, the tournament directors. Because of tournament directors like Mike Coulter and Doug Gannams of the world, I have been super, super fortunate to be rewarded handsomely over the years and travel around the world, fly in an F-16, play in Europe, play in Asia. It's really just been an incredible, incredible life, and I know that I have been part of directing some tournaments, and it's extremely difficult. It's very thankless, right, Mike? No matter how good the tournament is, sometimes people are still disappointed. So I really appreciate those guys, and Mike's here, so thanks, Mike. Appreciate it all. I mean, over the years, he ran great tournaments in Vegas, and now he does this. Without people who are willing to put that effort in, we'd be in tough shape. And the second one is the fans. You know, I was always super amazed that people would take their vacations, spend their money, travel, just to come sit there and watch us do what we would do. And we would do it for free in front of nobody. You know, if I could play Rocky in front of nobody, I would play the same way, just as hard as I could. And to play in front of all the fans that were there at the US Open, say, for example, a few thousand people, but on TV in front of millions, is the ultimate test, and really, really appreciate the fans that would do that. One of my favorite things to do at the US Open was, as they were filing in to come watch, was there was a little spot where you could sit, and they wouldn't see us as we were getting ready to play, but I could hear them talking, and they were usually rooting against me. But, you know, I could hear the things that they were saying, like, I hope Sudsy wins, or, you know, who they were betting on, and hear all their opinions. It was super, super cool and a huge honor to me that people would actually take their time and come fly in to see us do it. So I really appreciate it. I know you guys didn't come here to see me play this weekend, that's for sure. I hope nobody saw me play this weekend, actually. Two of the guys, actually, that I'd really like to thank, I don't know if one of them's here, but the first one is Sudsy. So when he first came along, I was about 28 years old, and I had accomplished a bunch of the goals that I had set for myself. And I wouldn't say I was like dying to retire or anything, but I didn't know what I wanted to do something else maybe. And then when he came along and I saw the way he could play, he was 19 and I was 28, which was considered old at the time. I was contemplating doing something else, and then when I saw him and saw the way he played, I really, really loved the challenge. So, you know, he played for another, I played against him for another, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years before he got injured. And by that time, I'm 35 or 36, and he's done playing, and now I'm really done playing. So, you know, I think I have 1 or 2 tournaments left, and I played this tournament in Vegas that Mike Coulter ran. And second round, I get Kane in the draw. And I had watched him play, I think Jack Cusack the round before, or maybe third round, and Derek Robinson, who, you know, he demolished them both. And so I had to play this kid. At that time I was, I don't know, 35, 36, and he was about 18, 19, and that added another, I mean, obviously a monstrous challenge. As much as I love just winning, I also really, really enjoy the challenge. And that was a huge, huge challenge, and I stuck around for another 5 years because of it when I would have been done playing. So, you know, Kane's here, thanks, buddy. I don't thank you for some of the beatings, but I do thank you for being as great as you are. It's really, really great. My dad never one time in my entire life said something negative to me, like that I couldn't do or that somebody was better than me. If I asked him something, he said, you know, if you think you should do that better, then learn how to do it better. But, you know, he never said there was something I couldn't do, and same goes for my mom. So they were so good to me that I realized that a big part of why I was able to play pro racquetball was because of the way they made me and raised me. So I was super determined to do everything I could possibly do to make them happy and make them proud. And probably my favorite thing about racquetball is that led me to my wife. And she's amazing, she's beautiful, and she made two of the greatest kids in the world, my son Liam and my daughter Aislinn, and I can't wait to get home to them. So thanks everybody, appreciate it.